walking the path. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to speak with you today. And I want to share with you a little bit about Rythmia. We are open. I'm here at Rythmia. It's amazing. It's an amazing place. It is an amazing time to be here. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. So quickly about Rythmia, we're open. We are sold out this week. Taita Juanito is here this week. It's a beautiful day. Christy, welcome. Dorota, hello, everyone. So great to see you. Thanks for streaming in. Beautiful Taita Juanito week. So much healing, so much release is happening, and what's occurring. Hello, how are you? So much healing is occurring. So much release is occurring. I'm just watching people day by day merge with their souls, return to a state of wholeness, and heal their hearts, forgive the unforgivable. It is beautiful. And they're doing it here safely, because we test everyone before they come on property. Before you check in, you get tested. So we know that there's much safety here. We can't guarantee anything, but we're doing a whole heck of a lot more than anyone else that I know. I have to turn this off really quickly so we don't keep it interrupted. And not only that, you don't need, it's easy to get down here. From most places, it's a direct flight into Liberia, and we pick you up at the airport, and then you don't need a PCR test or anything to get into Costa Rica. We test you before you get on property here to make sure. And then you do need a test to get back in the United States. We got you covered. We take care of it here right on property because we are medically licensed and have our own clinic here. So we take care of the test. It's ready for you when you get to the airport. All is done. All is easy. Okay, let me give a shout out here. Looking down, we've got Jack, hello. Suzanne, hello. Colette, hello. Dorota, I'm hearing, Dorota's looking forward to hearing about nothing. I can't wait to tell you. It's gonna be a whole lot of nothing. Mia and Roxana and Michael, thank you all. Austin, Tornado Joe, what's up? Beautiful, grateful. Okay, you guys ready to talk about nothing? So I have to tell you, I love Neil deGrasse Tyson. Or Neil Tyson deGrasse. No, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. And, you know, I love the connection between quantum physics and spirituality. You know, I think that science is, you know, physics especially is like the new language of mysticism. Joe Dispenza said that. I love it. And so I was watching this talk that Neil deGrasse Tyson gave, the physics of nothing, like how can you get to nothing? And it reminded me of a linguistic explanation of this, a philosophical explanation of this, and what it means in terms of spirituality and universal laws. All from nothing, right? Okay, so here we go. Quick shout out, Lauren, hello, and Aaron, hello. Gosh, I'm just loving you guys all being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So here's the thing. Let's say it was your birthday and you got a box and you open up the box and there's nothing in there, right? We would say there's nothing, like nothing that we can see. There would be nothing there. You might say, again, guys, nothing for my birthday. You gave me an empty box. Not funny. But we would also look at that and say, well, actually, there's a lot of air molecules. It's full of air, right? And air is, Randy just goes, Rythmia is fucking amazing. Yes, Randy, I love that. Yes. So if you say there's nothing in that box because we can't see it, right? We can't touch it and feel it, but there's air in there. And there's about 10 to the 25th power molecules of hydrogen and oxygen, nitrogen, all the stuff that makes up air, trace molecules, etc. This is all coming from my listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson deGrasse. I don't know why I'm saying it wrong. So there isn't nothing there. There's 10 to the 25th power. That would be 10 with 25 zeros behind it, and that's a septillion. 10, right? So there's a lot of molecules in there. So now let's say we want to see, can we get to nothing? All right, so let's take a vacuum and suck out all the air. Would that be nothing? Would we have nothing there? Well, according to Neil, my good buddy, no, there would be 10 to the 10th power. So there'd still be a lot of molecules in there. Even the most advanced vacuum system, I think the most advanced vacuum, he said, on Earth is the accelerator, particle accelerator, because they have to clear as much stuff out of there so the particles don't hit other particles, right? So there we go. 10, that's the best we can get on Earth, is 10 to the 10th power of molecules. So even that empty box in a vacuum would still not be nothing. So how do we get to nothing? So then let's go to space. So interplanetary space has particles in it as well, but a lot less. So planets are a gathering of particles, and in between the planets, interplanetary space, there's a lot less particles, but there's still be particles. So let's go to interstellar space, right? In between the stars, right? Now, because stars are gathering of particles, a congealing of particles, but there's still particles in between. Still not nothing, even in space. If we went to the space between galaxies, for galaxies are gatherings of particles, and in between the galaxies there'd be a few particles. We get down to 10 what was it, 500,000. We get down to 500,000 particles per 10 cubic feet or meters. So there's still not nothing. Even in intergalactic space, there's something. So let's just, for the sake of it, let's just say that we could suck out those last 500,000 particles. So we have this box, it's in intergalactic space, and we've sucked out all the particles from it, and there's no particles. There would still be what they call quantum particles, which emerge and enter and leave faster than they can be measured. And that box would still be seething with quantum particles, these particles that emerge and disappear faster than we can measure them, seething with it, like tons. So even that would not be nothing. So let's hypothetically say we could remove all of the quantum particles out. So now we have this thing that's got no particles, no physical particles that we can measure, no quantum particles that we can't measure, nothing. Would that be nothing? Spiritual principle and the laws of nature and physics would still apply. So even if there was nothing physically there that we could measure, or even something that we can't measure but know is there, if we got rid of all of that, the laws of spirituality, universal principle, physics, mathematics, those natural laws would still exist. So what if we took the natural laws out? So now there's no language, no thought, nothing, no laws, no physics, no math, no universal principles. And now that's truly nothing. What would you call it? What can we call that? Right? Because there's no laws. There's nothing to regulate it, nothing to define it by. So that would truly be nothing. But the minute we call it that, let's say we call it thuffing. Let's say we call it that. Then we're naming it. And the minute we name it, we create something by naming it nothing. Now that's where Neil deGrasse Tyson got. And that reminded me of an ancient philosophical argument between Gorgias and Socrates. So Gorgias says nothing exists. He had a little philosophical argument, and in it he says nothing exists. If it exists, it's incomprehensible, and if it's comprehensible, it's incommunicable. So nothing exists. He's saying what he's pointing to at this time is the difficulty of language, just where Neil got with physics. Right? Because even if we remove everything out of the box and remove the laws of physics, remove natural laws, remove spiritual principle, but we name it something, we create in the naming of it. And language causes this wobble because we're saying two things at the same time. Nothing exists, meaning all of existence is not. whatever we think, feel, taste, touch, experience doesn't exist. It's not real. That's one thing. On the second side of that, we're saying nothing, that empty box exists. That empty box full of nothing exists. So we're affirming the existence of nothing. That's where we got with physics. It's a very interesting philosophical place to be because it shows us the difficulty of discussing these infinite ideas, the idea of an infinite awareness, an infinite consciousness outside of time and space that always existed, that has no beginning and no end, but communicates itself into various forms and expresses in form. So the formless made form. We have no way of talking about that in finite language. So this is the point. This is the point. That we, first of all, speak our world into existence. We speak the world into existence. When we name it, we call it, we create it. One of my uncles used to say in Arabic, I love the Arabic language because it misses it. He goes, I love the Arabic language because you speak it from here and it mixes with your breath and your spit, and it is, right? Like he's talking about this guttural expression that we're breathing life into our words, and our words create our reality because our words have emotional feelings behind them, a feeling tone, a feeling vibration, and that our thoughts are actual chemical electrical reactions in the brain that send out a signal into the creative medium of life that responds to us. And our feeling, our emotion around it is the magnet that draws it back. So as we think and as we speak, we're creating universes, not just woo-woo metaphysical stuff. I'm talking about you are holding an energetic vibration, a mental unit of energy, a thought that gets sent out energetically into a creative medium that we call the life. And it responds to us, this energy of life that's seething everywhere, these quantum particles that are broiling up, respond to our energetic expression and our feeling of gratitude, joy, willingness, the awe, wonder, thanksgiving, all of that. That is the magnet that draws it back to us. So we are speaking the world into existence. I saw some comments. Let's go here. Brian says 100% love, 0% hate. Okay. Jeremy, I'm so sorry I can't stay to keep listening because I love this whole topic. You're awesome, dude. Thanks, brother. We really hope to book a stay there by next year. Thank you guys for existing. Thank you for existing, Jeremy. I really appreciate it. Yes, Brian, this is live. Jimmy Peterson says, Young Castro. Is that Carl Jung and Fidel Castro? Tell me more about that. Emmanuel from Ghana. Hello, John Sway. Hey, Vena from Kodiak, Alaska. Woo! Liliana. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so here we are at this place where we're saying that the idea of nothing exists brings us to a philosophical and spiritual understanding that we create our world and our reality through our thoughts and through our language. In fact, language is our philosophy, for we don't know what something is unless we know what it's not. Language is binary. I can't know what something is unless I know the parameters of what it's not, where it stops being that thing we're calling it and it becomes something else. That is the way in which we create a reality through language. And even more than that, different languages represent different philosophical perspectives. I love talking about, in English, we are so, thanks, Zachary. Zachary says, you're speaking my language. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, dude, but I'm glad I'm glad you like it, baby. In English, we're very transactional, and we have this kind of philosophy of the buck stops here. I take responsibility, and it's reflected in the way we speak. We say, I forgot my keys. I got in a car accident. Right? That's how we talk about personal responsibility through our language. In Spanish, they say, se me olvidó mis llaves. that's literally translates in, it's using the reflexive tense, and it translates into the keys were forgotten. My keys were forgotten. I really didn't have anything to do with it, but they got forgot somehow. I don't know. The cars, I didn't get in an accident. The cars hit each other. The cars hit. Se chocaron. So even in language, there's a different philosophy about what's happening. Like the Spanish is like, you know, stuff happens. Keys get forgotten. Cars get in accidents. Yeah, it's all right. In English, it's like, oh, I have agency. It's my fault. Oh, right? It just nothing wrong with either way. In fact, there can be arguments made for both sides. But the interesting point is that philosophically, language is a way in which we describe and create our universe and the way in which we move through it. So that's the talk on nothing exists. Nothing exists. If it existed, we couldn't comprehend it. I don't know what the shit I'm saying. And if it was comprehensible, it would be incommunicable. I couldn't tell you about it. Gorgias from ancient Greece brings us to quantum physics with Neil Tyson deGrasse. If you're listening, Neil, we want you to come to Rythmia and forgive me for having a brain fart on the order of your names. But that doesn't matter because nothing exists. All right. That's our talk today. Let me just say goodbye to everyone. Liliana, Zachary, Sherry, Kim. Sometimes Kim says, it's a quote, sometimes you have to not see it to believe it. All right. I like it. I like it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for checking in for our little philosophical playhouse today. So fun talking to you. Come see us at Rythmia. God bless you. I love ending in this way, saying I know that you are guided by an infinite intelligence, that you are guarded by an infinite love, and that you are sourced by an infinite power that has no limits and is inexhaustible. Life is good, and so it is. Thank you.